Well, after 12 days, we finally got some rain last night. The skies are clearing up, and it's time for me to give you guys your bi-weekly update. This is the Frugal Gardener. I'm back in the garden. Things are going well. And of course, right on cue, as soon as I start this video, one of the roosters start up. But that's okay. I'm going to talk today about, garlic. Something that Americans eat roughly 3 pounds a year. So do the math. If you are a family of 4, then you're talking about 12 pounds of garlic. And if you are familiar with this channel, you're probably familiar with this setup. And I'll come back to that in a minute. I grow my own garlic, and I am urging you guys to do the same. This is garlic, 1 bulb of garlic to be exact, and this is from Mexico. The reason why I grow my own garlic, well, actually, there are several reasons, and that is 63% to up to 80%, depending upon whose triggers you use. 63 to 80% of the garlic is imported from China. Now, a lot of this garlic, I'm not saying that it's all Chinese garlic, but a lot of garlics in general are bleached with chlorine. They have pesticides. They're sprayed with chemicals to prevent it from sprouting. And basically, it's stuff that you don't want in your food. I Googled this on, I went to Walmart's website, and at the bottom, if you Google elephant garlic, at the bottom, it actually comes with a warning. Yeah, and it says that it may cause cancer. And I guess that's because of the chemicals. I don't know. So that's something you might want to do your own research on. But back to the reason why, well, that's one of the reasons why. But another reason why I grow my own garlic is because I also researched this, and 1 pound of elephant garlic is $18.95. That's now. Of course, that's going to go up. Before you know it, it's probably going to be $20 a pound. And again, I said to you a minute ago, 3 pounds. So that's $60. $60 times 3, 4. How many people are in your household? Do the math. So what I'm going to do is plant this garlic. And it takes about 6 to 8 months for it to grow. I usually plant it around this time of the year, so it overwinters, and then I harvest it in the spring or summer. I recently did a harvest of the garlic that I planted last year. I planted about 20. I think I got about 17 or 18. I used a few of them already, but it worked out really well. I do it almost every year. So let's go. Okay, so here we are. I'm only planting 6 right now. I usually plant 3 times that much. In fact, I will later on. It is, well, almost mid-August. So a lot of my garden is still being occupied with tomatoes, potatoes, squash, cucumbers, and, you know, who knows what else. So I'm starting these off just primarily to get you guys started. If you're wondering about the depth of this container, it's not very deep, does not need to be very deep. Garlic's roots aren't really that deep. The rule of thumb is to plant your garlic twice as deep as the height of your garlic. I don't usually go that deep, and just gently, lightly cover it. I keep the paper on it. It gives it a little extra added protection, and just cover it. And I try to keep it watered, not too wet, until the winter. It does go dormant during the winter time. One of the things that I wanted to mention to you guys, I mentioned earlier about dyes. Not all garlic is dyed, but a lot of the garlic from, well, just let's say different countries are dyed and sprayed with pesticides because, well, one is appearance, and the other is because they use the pesticides to keep it from sprouting. So that's not the dye part. But in addition to the dyes, they use they spray it with chemicals to keep it from sprouting too soon. The growth inhibitors. Keep in mind, if this is coming from, well, let's say like this one here, Mexico, that's not coming very far. But if you're coming from China, that's a long distance. It's going to be sitting a long while. So it's not going to look quite the same when it gets on the shelves, and it's going to look unappetizing. So that's partially probably the reason why they are inhibiting the growth on it, so that it'll look better. So basically, what's going to happen is I'm going to cover these up sometime, probably early next month. I'm going to do another round of these. This time they will be in the ground like I did last year. So I'll show you what my harvest looked like from recently, from a couple of weeks. Okay, so I'm back over in my enchanted garden, my enchanted garden oasis. There's my sugar babies over there. I have more squash coming in here. I'm going to do a harvest video pretty soon, but here it is. This is what's left of my elephant garlic harvest, and you can see it looks way different than what I just planted. So like I said, some of them, the color is, this is kind of an off-white, but look at the size of this guy here and this guy here. Like I said, I have I've used some of these already. I've cooked some of these already, and a couple of them didn't come out, and I give a couple away. So this is what you end up with. Now, you might be asking, why not just use these instead of buying more? And the reason is because I am most likely going to use all of these before the next harvest, which is, like I said, it's going to probably be around May, maybe June, depends. I'll go through that video when the time comes, so you'll know when it's time to actually harvest. But right now, this is what I have that's left, probably about a dozen or so still in here that I will continue to use for the foreseeable future. This is another one of my melons I have coming up. So I'm going to show you the finished product. Everything has now been covered. This planting is done. This is actually in a sunny location right now. I'm probably going to end up moving this. This is kind of like my makeshift workspace right now. It's a little bit junky over here. This is pretty much what I use for this project. And I will probably move this over here somewhere because it gets more sun. So these will grow, these will sprout until the end of summer. Then they'll go dormant. And then when the summer's over, and then when the spring returns, hopefully I'll have all these and more. Again, I'm shooting for 20. I have 9, so I need to do a minimum of 2 more of these. I'll probably do 3 because sometimes, you know, you have a couple of misses, and this way, you know, I'll get the whole thing through. I'm working on a video, guys, that is going to help you through this grocery, I don't want to call it a crisis, but it's basically going to be how you can offset your food budget by growing after the end of the summer. A lot of people are hobby gardeners or gardeners that basically you start in May, you end in July or August, and pretty much that's it. I don't know if most of us can afford to just stop gardening and the end of the first planting. And I mean, we plant what? Squash, cucumbers, tomatoes. That's like the trifecta. That's what people generally plant in the spring. And I think we need to kind of broaden that. Well, I know I do here, and hopefully you guys will after this next video. But at any rate, we're going to talk about the first frost date. We're going to talk about the solstice, first day of winter, and I'm going to walk you through how you can have a second planting which will help offset your budget. So that video is coming up soon. Not going to hold you guys. As always, please subscribe, and for this video, please click like. Again, please click like, please share, and remember, when you grow your own food, you'll always know where it comes from. Catch you guys on the flip side. Enjoy your day.